Barbershop conversation. Yeah, I hear you just fine. Barbershop conversation with the Hall of Famer, man, Leon Muhammed, man. How you doing?
I'm holding on. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy, definitely.
Oh man, sick, but I'm still here.
Happy New Year's, man. But before we start, you got a book out. Mr. Muhammad, you have a book out. You have a book out.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You want to tell
the
people?
Rise and Fall and Restoration of the Country Boy.
And they can go to Boxing 1188 on Cash App.
Yes.
Go to Boxing 1188 on Cash App. And before we started the interview, you was talking about my favorite girl, man. Who's my favorite girl?
Kelly Swanson.
Why is
the worst in history?
She's the worst in history. Why is she the worst in history?
Let me tell you something. The only reason you know my history, everybody out there on that West Coast know my history, especially our dear friend, the great Mr. Watson. The only reason to save her was a friend of mine that gone on. I don't know if you remember the late Butch Lewis.
Oh, I know Butch. Yeah, I know Butch know him, but I know it, obviously. No,
I raised Butch.
Wow.
I raised Butch in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I raised Butch. He started at top rank in the 60s with Joe Frazier.
Mm-hmm.
She is the worst. She done work with everybody in history. Then now she out there in your area working for the Hollywood charade. Mm-hmm. You know I love Sam, but I don't love his partner.
Mm. Yeah. And yeah, Sam Watson.
That's his favorite girl, man. She loves you. The working mankind.
Yeah,
and you know I'm a Muslim.
Yes.
And I love everybody. But that's one night her father should have kept it moving.
Mm.
And the neighbor car should have choked her because she ain't no earthly good.
Mm.
All because of Butch's daughter. I don't send for her. Because I don't play them games.
Wow.
If you don't think I send for you, ask Bob Arum would I send for you. He'll tell you that's your man, Bob Arum.
Yeah, Bob Arum is.
I call him the Snake. I gave him a name, the Snake.
Uh-huh.
You see what he did a couple weeks ago, didn't you?
Elaborate. What did he do a couple weeks ago?
A few months ago. How you not go to first bid on your own fighter? Look at it. In my opinion, and I love the Snake, because we go back 50 years. Mm-hmm. Long before he ever was in boxing, he got in boxing because he was working for Bobby Kennedy in the Justice Department. See, I know his history. Mm-hmm. And he know I know his history.
But share it. Share it.
Let me say this here. You gonna pay dearly for this 50-year story. Y'all, I'm gonna make Barbershop Fred pay dearly for this. Listen, in 1966, they wanted to clean up boxing. You know the history from the guys downtown. So when Bob saw the money that's being made, the future down the road, after he had a chance to get Ali, because of Gene Kilroy, who is a Jew, that's how he got in boxing, because of Ali. Herbert Muhammad, the Justice Department, Bobby Kennedy, signed him in to clean up boxing. When he saw the future of the money, he retired from the Justice Department, became Ali's promoter. If you look at the history, public bureau records, he didn't promote nobody else but Ali until he got to the 70s. And then he started signing other fighters because, you know, Ali was Ali. He was with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the minister, and he was with us. Mm-hmm. If you notice the history, Ali moved to Cherry Hill. If you know the lessons, as the minister said so many times, when he even lived in Cherry Hill, mm-hmm. Bob used to come down from the office in New York because Ali came up on his security came up on the temple number 12, Minister Jeremiah, because Farrakhan was in New York with Captain Chalk. So Bob became, in 1978, I tell the story a lot. You remember the rematch spread? Leon and Michael, I'm going to say Leon and Ali?
Yes.
September 15th on a Friday night in New Orleans in Superdome. Mm-hmm. Bob had me, Butch Lewis, and Don Hubbard still alive. I'm going to give you Don's number because Don was the promoter for the rematch in New Orleans. September 15th, 1978. Bob had me, Butch Lewis, and Don Hubbard all us investigation locked up. They said we duplicate the tickets. That's what happened. That's how we became close later on because he signed my brother-in-law. I don't know if you ever heard of the name James Schuler.
No, haven't.
Well, James Schuler, if you check the record, we fought Tommy Hearns on March 10th, 1986 on the undercard. We fought Tommy and Marvin Hagler fought John the Beast McGarvey. We was on that card, and James went home and got killed 10 days later on a motorcycle. So me and he stood by my family then, and we became all right. But we would never be close to me and him and DK and me and Butchwood. So that's the history. And your girl was there covering the story. Your favorite girl out of D.C., that moron, Kelly Swanson.
Oh, Kelly Swanson is one of the worst PR persons in the history of the sport. Selfless.
Listen, I know some stuff.
Well, share it.
Her.
Share it.
She didn't work with everybody. She working for Don. She working for Butch. She working for Bernard. It's just a thing that when people think they know what they're doing and they really don't know what they're doing, I got respect for her. Well, she made a peace with me, but she didn't make a peace with James Fisher. James Fisher was the business manager for Bernard Hopkins. James been sending word for her. I remember quite a few times James was Bernard wasn't going to pay her. James called me and I talked to Bernard. And, you know, Bernard, my young buck from 24th Street in North Philly, is my young buck. I remember when he come out to the penitentiary for snatching pocketbooks. And Kelly Swanson, oh, she's horrible. But that's your favorite girl, though.
Yeah, that's
you in the Hollywood charade out there. I call your man Haymon the Hollywood charade.
Why?
Another fan from Cleveland. You couldn't even get your own brother a world title fight. Did you know that he had a brother that was a fighter?
Yeah, Bobby, right? That's his name, Bobby?
My man, Bobby Haymon, my man. That was my man. But do you know how he got to Harvard?
No.
Shit, he got to Harvard through Don King sending that money to his mother's church in Cleveland. That's how he got to Harvard.
Tell the story, if you don't mind.
Oh, the story won't cost you a deal anyway. It's a history. The story is that Don had a nightclub in Cleveland. To my understanding, was it his uncle, was it his brother, or his wife was a member of the same church? And you know, in those days, things did those things, they did that thing. But what I'm saying, that's how he got to Harvard. You didn't got to Harvard because you had a job and got a student loan. You got to Harvard because somebody that came through the church. That's how you got to Harvard. Because you know he hates me with a passion, but I tell it like it is. I'm from the corner.
Why Don King and Al Haymon would never work together?
See, let me say this to you. DK, see, DK is a guy. See, you judge it for yourself. I'm gonna let you judge it. I'm gonna tell the story. Look at Bob. Now you know all around Bob is corporate motherfuckers, right?
Yes.
Look at Don. All the motherfuckers around Don, gangsters, murder, thieves, gangsters. Okay. So Don said, "I'd rather have the snakes around me so I can watch him than I know that he's a snake, but he's not close to me. I can't get to him." See, when you are using somebody else's money, Brother Fred, I want your public to understand this. I'm the big captain out of Philadelphia, from the real black mafia. Understand that when you're using somebody else's money, you can do a lot of things. People talk about he paying his fighters this and paying his fighters that. Brother Fred and your public and your listeners, we don't know that because we never seen the checks. Am I right or wrong?
Right. You've never seen the check.
What he paying Earl Spence, or what he paid this and paid that. Earl Spence is a superstar. Ain't no superstar. Ali, Tyson, Ray Leonard, and Marvin Hagler in the graveyard. Rest in peace, champ. And Tommy don't know whether he's going to come in. So when you saying this guy, what have he done for boxing? Kelly told me in New York when she had the broke foot, Leon, you should get with Al Haymon. I told Sam I wouldn't get with Al Haymon if it brought my son and mother from the graveyard. Because he understands this. It ain't your money. It's some white folks' money downtown. Why you think, Fred, he can't do no more? Now, you know Newark is big, next to New York.
Mm-hmm.
But why you think that he can't get back in the Barclays Center? Do you know why? The real story?
No, don't know why.
He crossed Lou DeBella.
Right.
What is Lou? Lou's a Guinea. Who run the show in New York? The Guineas.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you leave a major place? Understand? I want your people tell your people understand this. Yo, listen, Fred. You got the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Now, you think that Russian came in here and built the Barclays Center and he didn't and them Guineas didn't get a piece? Lou the Guinea. Lou went over to HBO because he earned a deal. He was over there because he was told to put Lou over there for 12 years. See, people talk about this, but they don't know the inside of this business. So now, why would you leave the Barclays Center on your own and go to Newark, New Jersey to the Religion Center? Does that make any sense to you, Fred?
Makes no sense.
And then you sending Kelly in here last week, the week before last, to do the publicity. What does she know? I like her because I know she's a snake. And I heard about the incident that you and her had. You know, I got word on the day that it happened.
As you should.
Oh, you know, I got word on that. See what I'm saying? When you understand, see, we understand our boy, SW. We understand it. He having fun, living, eating good. It is what it is. But when you don't understand, DK Carl said to me the other night, Carl King, he said, my father, you can say what you want about my father. Haymon, nobody in the business today can do what my father did. And do you agree with Carl King? Nobody in the game today can do 200 world title fights and 8 title fights on one night in AC. Who else is today that can do that right now? Other than the snake himself, if he chose to do it at 90.
I don't even think he can do it, you know, because it's so carved off, it's so segregated, you know, as it pertains to promoters. I don't even think no one would do it. I don't think no one will risk it because they got the money from the network, so they got to fulfill all these fight dates. So they would never put 8 champions on one night. Nobody would.
And you right, Brother Fred. But if Am choose to do it with his own money, he's the only one that can do it.
Right.
Because he has the budget to do it.
Right.
See, Haymon don't have what people think he has. See them people downtown, them people on Wall Street, his friend that he met at Harvard, them rich Jews, they took a chance. But he don't have no superstar. When you got a guy supposed to be so great, he can't knock out a lightweight, then what you got? Tell me if I'm wrong, man. Tell your listeners if I'm wrong or right. You got a guy that's a superstar that can't knock out a lightweight.
I would say not knocking out the lightweight, but I get what you're saying in terms of a
You know
person that transcends. Yes.
Then you got 2 brothers that's getting robbed for the whole purse in a strip joint. They ain't that smart. When you got beat by Tony Harrison, who's a fair fighter, not a great fighter, not a good fighter, fair fighter, then you crying like a baby at the post-press conference. Come on, man. You have never seen one of the DK guys and one of Butch Lewis's guys. When you lose, you lose. What the Mike got his ass whooped. Mike said, I got my ass whooped, but I got a lot of money for it.
So do you think that Al Haymon is going to survive 2022, maybe 2023?
Brother Fred, let me say this.
Yes.
He only survived this long because of Sam and Miss Brown and her husband, because of their relationship with the fighters. Now, the fighters don't care too much about him. He sold a dream. He's not a promoter. He's a advisor. I advised 8 world champions, all of them still alive. But one, that's Johnny Bump City Bumpers. So I don't think he's going to survive. That's why I gave him the name of Hollywood Charade. From my street connection, his connection downtown on Wall Street, it's running real thin. It's real thin because when you can see what's going on with your money. Say you give me 100,000. I'm using the sample. I want your people to understand this. And I'm doing shows strictly in the backwoods of West Virginia.
Right.
You don't know what I'm doing with your money.
Right.
But if you at the Barclays Center, you can tell the numbers, because you can send some of your people over there to see what the numbers is. Am I right or wrong?
Right. I get that.
So they are not seeing the numbers. You run to Texas. Now that he's doing shows in Newark, they can see the numbers and see when you got all these promoters, guys working for you like Marshall Kaufman doing shows at the 23rd Arena in Philadelphia. He's trying to revive Jesse Hart, who fought for the title twice. You got this Polish kid, McNicky, whatever his name is. You just did a show. Who in the world do a show on Christmas Day?
Right.
Wasn't that stupid?
Yeah, it wasn't the smartest, and neither was New Year's Day.
See, as I said, and you heard me say, you only good as your team. And he has a decent team. The only ones I really like over there is Miss Brown and her husband, and Sam, and the new guy he got over there, the matchmaker Eric Botcher. He be so fucking drunk, he don't know what's going on. And Kelly's a moron. I love her, but she's a moron. So when you don't have nobody around you, and you take the guy. Now, let me tell you something. Let me ask you a question. You're a businessman. You're a smart guy. If you was working for the Post, would you leave the Post a lifetime job and you got all the credentials, all the saying, all the medical, all of that? Would you leave him to come work for me?
No, I wouldn't. Not if I can't own it. Not if I can't own anything.
That was a dumb move. I'm talking about Tim Smith.
Yeah, Tim Smith. Yes.
Now, you didn't hear about the problem that he called. Did Sam tell you about the problem that Sam had to break up in New York when my grandson was finna do the check? I gave the order on the Charlos.
No, but go ahead.
Did you hear about that?
No, share the story.
Oh, listen. In New York, at a press conference. I forgot. I think it was Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia and somebody in New York. Who beat Dan in New York? Barclays Center. Was that Sean Porter?
Sean Porter, yes.
Yeah. So we're at the press conference. Now he's going off on the kid out of Baltimore. What the kid out of Maryland that Junior Williams beat? What's his name?
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
The Junior Maryland champion out of Baltimore, the Junior Williams out of Philadelphia beat him.
Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
I'm drawing a blank too.
God.
Junior Williams beat him, and Junior Williams got turned out and lost his title in Philadelphia by nobody. The kid out of Baltimore. Well, anyway, he got into it with them at the press conference. He got into it with the Charlos. So I'm coming out of the hotel. I'm waiting on Sam, my guy, to bring me some tickets, and I'm waiting on Jeff Mayweather to come downstairs. We'll talk to Jeff. So Tim said to me, he said, Captain Leon Muhammed. I said, what's up, brother? How you? He said, aren't they the saddest guys in boxing history today? So I said to Tim, if you say so, they're excited. So he said, did you hear what I said? I said, I heard you, man. If you say they're great fighters and exciting fighters, then that's what they is. So one of the Charlos said, oh man, you don't want no trouble, do you? I said, nigga, bro, you in New York. Do you want some trouble? Y'all can't even check your own purse in the strip joint. You got robbed by a stripper. So we get ready to go. So I go to my car and I get them things. And Zab Judah stopped me. I said, I ain't the one to play with. So ever since then, Tim Smith, he's a snake. He's a moron for leaving the daily news. Oh man, it was a big thing at the hotel. Sam will tell you.
Jared Hurd, that's the name you're thinking of. Jared Hurd.
Jared Hurd out of Maryland. Yeah. Jared Hurd. That's the thing. He had a problem with him first.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Fred. If your nephew was offered $120 million, and you know he's a subject of a head case, wouldn't you have made him take it?
How many fights?
Now, in my mind, sir, what was the fight Eddie offered that country motherfucker out of Tuscaloosa? What was it, 3 or 4? Eddie offered.
I believe it was 3 or 4 fights. Damn, 3 or 4 fights at 100 million or something like that. That you talking about when I don't know what the total was, but I remember Lou DiBella, Al Heyman.
What told your nephew to do? If your sister would have, this is your sister's son, not per se. What would you tell your sister to make him do?
All things being fair.
All things being fair.
I would take the money. All things being fair.
But that's why I don't understand. You're advisor. I'm the manager. That's why I don't understand why Shelly didn't take the deal. He's a smart Jew. Shelly's my guy. We go way back. But that's why I listen to a guy that know nothing about boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to be getting 2 or 3 million from a fight. I ain't going to show up. As I said before, nigga, you ain't no gangster. I'm not going to have a fight and make all this kind of money. I don't show up. And you see what I'm saying? And I think it was a bad move.
Now, I will say this, Mr. Muhammad. The Zone did come out and say that they made a mistake in terms of the meeting itself. I remember Skipper said that, John Skipper, he said that. So something may have been off. I don't know what it was. I've never spoken to Wilder or anybody as it pertains to that.
Bill, see, they made a bad move, but I fought Shelly Finkel. You've been in this business. You had all the great fighters of the 84 team.
Right, he did.
So you had all the 84 team, and Shelly haven't been the same since he parted ways with the Dubas. Now, here you're going to, fast forward, you're going to sign a Polish kid. You don't know nothing about Poland. Nick, you never been to Poland. Sam never been to Poland. Miss Brown, her husband, never been to Poland. Gotta remember, Sam them are ball players. They don't really know this business. They know some of it, but they don't really know this business. Like I know the business, Am, or Carl King, my former champion, Tim Witherspoon. They don't know this kind of business. You guys are ball players, but you can't incorporate something that you don't know about. Sure. You're going to sign a guy in New Jersey, and because this guy is no Kobolats, and he's no Andrew Galata. So you have to markability a guy to make him become markable. Am I right or wrong?
Yes. You definitely got to mark.
So I mean, from what I understand, what I was told last week, Kathy didn't think that it was beneficial to her to sign this kid. She said, I would have never did a show on Christmas Day, especially in this area.
Yeah, you're right.
She said, because this area is booming. Everybody's in New York.
Right.
Preparing for the ball to drop. She said, but somewhere else, I might have would have took a shot. If I was in the backwoods of Mississippi, and nobody nothing to do with after the people eat, dinner with their family, they said, well, we're going to the show. But to do a show in Newark, New Jersey, that was bad. That was bad barbershop, Brad.
Yeah, you're right. Now, let me share this with you. Do you think that Al Heyman wants PBC to fail? Because if it succeeds, he's on the hook for the $1 billion that he borrowed from Waddell and Reed.
You're a smart guy, man. I didn't know you were that smart, barbershop, Brad.
Yeah.
I thought you was some guy hanging on Kelly Swan's coat chair. You're very smart. You're very smart. See, you're right. If it fails, we got problems, though. If it fails, he got problems. His corporate problem becomes a street problem. Do you think that the money that them guys gave him, that's their money? That money, they went downtown and got that money. They're going to put up their money? Because they ain't gangsters. They went and got the money given. You guys people got to know this shit. You don't just get this up. See a corporate guy, right? Now, all them guys, they went to Harvard with him. All his corporate friends, the money he borrowed, do you think they just gave him that money?
Oh, no. It comes with stipulations.
It comes with a price.
Right.
The price that people in Cleveland have to pay for it. the price that Bobby kids might have to pay for it. Or his sister kids might have to pay for it. You never know. But what I'm saying, and I'm going on record. I don't care if you know, he don't like me no way. Cause did you hear that the word out now that he been robbing Tank and Floyd?
Oh yeah, I know. He done robbed Floyd. Well, not robbed. Floyd is an investor with Al Haymon. I'll say that. you know what I mean. You call it what you want, but
no, I'm telling you what it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Floyd got enough to overlook it, but Tank friends in West Baltimore, they ain't too happy. His little hood friends, and I want you to listen what I'm saying to you, Fred.
Yes.
Them little guys in Baltimore, them little guys in Baltimore, them little kids, they ain't pleased. See them kids ain't rational. I'm a rational guy. I'm very rational. My crew is rational. We old now. But these young crew, when we take everybody, you taking my homies' money, you may have a problem. If you hiding, I'll go to Cleveland because that church is in the public.
He's there every Sunday with his mom.
Huh?
Al Haymon is there every Sunday with his mother.
You know I know. You know I know. Because all my grandson live in Cleveland, they go to the same church. So what I'm saying, you can't do wrong and put yourself out there, man. I mean, anybody boy ain't got no $1 billion to give away, man. But you nigga to Cleveland? You ain't that smart. He's going to fail. Look at it, Barbershop.
Yeah.
Look at the point, man. What do he bring to the table now for his fighters? What do he bring to the table? You got a guy that got a bad eye who had a shot to becoming a superstar, but you got nothing else. The Chalos is morons. Who else you got? Manny's at the end of the road. The Snake done got all the big money out of Manny. Am I right or wrong?
I agree.
The Snake done got all the money.
Moving forward, yes. Now into the future, definitely.
So he has you have nothing to talk about to keep your investors and the guys downtown satisfied. To keep them saying it's gonna be all right. What do you got over there? You got nothing over there. You got a publicity person, don't know the hell you're doing. So I mean, what do you got?
I mean, I think he's doing it intentional at this point. You know, putting fight dates on January 1st.
I think you were psychic like Deanna Walker was. You see things.
No, I mean it's just easy to tell, man.
It's reality.
It's reality.
When let me explain something to you, and I want your listeners to understand this.
Yes.
He didn't want to make the Crawford fight. That was all the setup. Crawford and his boy on the back and forth. You know I was there with Ali for 30 years. Under the Muhammad Ali Act, you don't need no promoter. You make the fight, get a judge, you make the fight yourself, and you would have to pay Al whatever he had coming, and Chance would have to pay the Snake. Because the snake got a pipeline all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Right.
But with that Jew, if you want him, you have a problem.
Right.
That's why we backed off, because we would have had a problem. Not from the street, from the Jew mob, but we had a problem from corporate America.
Right.
From the Justice Department. But with that Jew, if you want him, you have a problem. Because he's tight with the Kennedy, the one that living today, they love him. See, understand what I'm saying? You're right. See, because if you pay on them, I tried to clean up. When you step out of business that you know nothing about, I give him credit all the time. He was pretty decent in the music business, but that really was Al Jonas' thing. I'm Jonas. So I mean, when you step into something that you don't know about, you may hot coming in. You gotta remember, Mayweather was already made. Mayweather was a superstar.
Right.
He was already a superstar. He was already world champion. What did he really do for Mayweather? I don't see what he did for Mayweather.
He got him out of debt. The $7 million.
Here's a guy out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, with limited education, but Mayweather was smart. He had $1 billion on them. Jew wannabe Jack Nixon, all them motherfuckers around it. Had all them white boys in the begging button that loved it. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So really, can you tell me, conversation, Bible child prayer, what did he do to do for Mayweather?
Well, he paid off his taxes, the $7 million that he owed. Remember, he did do that. But I do remember that.
No. We're not gonna say he paid it off because we didn't see the check go to the IRS.
Okay, but
use the word alleged.
Alleged.
Because I don't want you to get plugged up down the road, Fred.
Okay, allegedly.
He told that he alleged paid it off because we never saw the check go to the IRS, go to the IRS.
Okay. Now Don King did tell him. Don King took Floyd to dinner. I know you know about that dinner.
I was there with him.
You was there when he offered them the $500K.
500K.
500,000. See, I know a lot of these stories, man. He offered them 500K, and he said, "Be careful about. Make sure you own those fighters." Don King told him, "Make sure you own those fighters when you go to PBC. If not, you're going to be a man. You're just going to be an empty suit, basically." And 2021, 22, Floyd Mayweather is an empty suit now, and Al Haymon has reinvested a lot of the earnings that he got from Conor McGregor's Showtime and Manny Pacquiao fight.
But see, first of all, and you're right. Floyd should have not only when DK offered the money, we also offered him a deal to fight Cody Spinks. Now DK said, "I'm gonna show you how to lock this up." When he had Ledge had the problem with our friend out of Texas. We ain't got to call no name, but that's my brother down there. And the Snake took care of that. I told him in Atlantic City, I told the late Roger Mayweather, the Black Mamba, that was my guy.
Mm-hmm.
That was my guy. I said, "Man, tell your nephew, man, fucking with that Harvard, fucking with that guy we in Atlantic City, put out told Gotti." I said, "You can't bring that shit down here because this is Gotti's town." I said, "Plus he's a Guinea from Canada. Mm-hmm. They're gonna take care of Gotti." So blah. And then it went to that. And that dinner with DK, in my opinion, and I told Carl, because me and Carl was there. I told Carl, our lawyer was living then. Charlie Lomax was living then. And I said to Charlie, "Charlie, tell the boss, man, that it's not a good move fucking with this guy. This guy's not that smart." And I had to advise Carl to tell his father, don't even go that far at the dinner because I knew this guy wasn't gonna listen. See, Heyman sells a good dream.
Yeah.
You know that. You heard that. He sells a dream. Sell these guys dream. He do this, do that, and then you notice he got a lot of newspaper guys. Let me word this right, because I don't care what I say. I'm down there 80. I just want to protect you. Mm-hmm. I'll say this. He got a lot of newspaper guys do what he requests them. I'm gonna leave it like that. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna say Dan his pocket. I'm gonna say that he requests that. Mm-hmm. Because first of all, you can't, one thing I'm gonna say this, and you may agree with me, your people may agree with me or not, your listeners. I think the smartest fighter that he had was Danny Garcia. Mm. Because Danny Angel, you may not like him, but coming from North Philadelphia, from the Badlands, they did something good with that money that's Hollywood charade did give them. They did something good with it. Mm. I'm very proud of Danny and Angel. I don't like their personality, but they did good with that money for their neighborhood and for his family. Right. That's what I would give him and Angel credit for.
Right.
So the rest of them guys, I don't know if them guys got any money. I mean, well, first of all,
we're going to find out because they're only fighting once a year. We're going to find out real soon.
Real soon. Mm-hmm. And from what I'm hearing, from my speech sources, that it's going to be announced in the next week or so that Earl Spinks got a tax problem. Now, I'm putting it out there. Yes, I said it. Captain Leon Muhammed, the original Black Mafia out of Philadelphia. I'm saying it. I got the sources that they give an announcement that he got a tax problem. It's bad. See, Manny's smart. See, first of all, do you know who Sean Gibbons is?
Yeah, very much. Yeah, I know him.
Do you know who Sean Gibbons related to?
No.
The snake. That's his nephew.
Oh, I never knew that. Oh.
He still getting a piece of Manny. He still got a piece. The snake know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's the best that ever did it. The snake's a bad motherfucker, man. I choose my friend, comment shop listener. This is what I'm saying to you.
Got it.
Sean Gibbons is the only one that didn't stand up, that stood up. When that investigation came down, do you know the story about the IBF?
No, tell the story. I know of it, but
this one cost you dearly. Man, I see my green light ringing now. Okay.
We can't hear you.
The IBF was started.
We can't hear you. You're away from the phone.
The IBF was started in 1983.
Yep.
Bob Lee was the president.
Yep.
Okay. Bob Lee. Now, I'm gonna let you witness yourself. You work as a deputy sheriff, and you want to start an organization. Think about that. You ain't got the, and you got 3 kids, and you got a daughter with lupus. You afford to start an organization?
You can't afford it.
Okay. Bob Lee, the IBF was started. We helped Bob Lee. Bush Lewis, myself, and a guy named Akbar Prey. Wayne Akbar Prey. And Murad Muhammad. You heard that name?
Yeah. I actually want to interview Murad.
I'll take care tonight. When we finish. Bob Lee left the sheriff's department. Matter of fact, I'll take that back. He was a lieutenant in the sheriff's department. No, sergeant in the sheriff's department. And we gave Bob the money. Because at that time, Michael was a light heavyweight champion of the IBF. And then we made him make Larry champion. Because Larry wasn't champion of the IBF, we made him give the Larry because we had to set up for Michael to fight Larry. What happened was, and I want you to probably understand this, Darryl Peoples of the IBF now, Bob Lee got lucky because he was close to the former champion, Jersey Joe Wilcox. When Jersey Joe retired, he pulled some moves, and Bob Lee became the commissioner of boxing in New Jersey. That's when his strides started. He became the commissioner. He was with the former champ of the world, rest in peace champ, Jersey Joe Wilcox. When Jersey Joe Wilcox, because he was in our camp with Slim, who we call Michael Spinks Slim in the camp. And Butch Lewis sent me to see him. Okay, it was alleged that Bob Lee was taking payoffs to put guys in position. The snake. Now, anybody else that would have cracked the snake in his head, it wasn't that we were scared from the street standpoint. The snake, the guy that just died, you heard him, Stan Hoffman, who had Hassan Rockmine. Hassan Rockmine, all of them got on the stand and ratted Bob Lee out. That's why he's not in the IBF. Darryl Peoples is his nephew. Before Darryl Peoples, you remember, it was Sister Mary Muhammad. And Darryl and the 2-cent white girl he married to, they crossed Mary Muhammad. That's how he became the president of the IBF.
Gotcha.
But the IBF started with street money. I don't give a fuck if they don't like it, they don't like it, they don't like it. I can use that street money now. I wouldn't be asking you for medication. So that's the story of the IBF. Darryl Peoples, I don't know who the worst is. I love him because his uncle. I don't know who the worst is. Him or your favorite girl, Kelly Swanson.
Have you ever had a conversation with Al Haymon?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, he won't talk to me. He told Sam I was a gangster. He said he won't talk to me. He's scared of death of me. Because
you,
on the reason saving him is Sam Watson. Sam is my name.
Yeah. You said something very, very powerful that Sylvia, Mr. and Mrs. Brown, and Sam Watson are some of the biggest reasons why he still has his fighters. And I never saw it from that perspective. You're absolutely right, because Sam does a great job at investing in the fighters. And I've seen Sylvia. Haven't spent much time with Sylvia, but I know that they travel with the fighters.
You know what?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, and I love you, Miss Brown. Happy New Year to you and your family. And I love Miss Brown now because we had a miscommunication. She didn't know who I was, but I knew who she was. I got ties downtown. I got ties to everybody. And that she used one of my guys as a spine partner. They was taking time painting, so I told her to get that check to Philadelphia. Don't open the front door. She thought I was playing. So one day I was going off on him. Sam Watson had to walk in the office. Sam said, "Let me talk to him. That's my man. That's the Sam." So I told him what happened. He said, "Listen, tell the kid it'll be there overnight express." All right, then we came to New York, we sat down and talked, and I took a lecture. If you look at the time that she spent, the hours she spent away from her family, she's an important part of that company. All them other guys he got the three words. Mm-hmm. Tim Smith, fucking Kelly Swan, and Tom Brown. Mm-hmm. Tom Brown was like black folks. Have you ever talked to Tom Brown, Bray?
I thought he was a mute. I'm joking, but yeah, I've never had a word with him. Never. In 15 years I've been in boxing, I've never even heard him. I've talked to Brittany, but I've never spoken to Tom Brown ever in my life.
Dan is all right. I dealt with her because Danny was my man. Mm-hmm. Danny Goosen was my guy. Mm-hmm. And when Joe played for the Yankees, I had to save Joe a couple of times. When he played for the Yankees, got himself into something. I made it go away. Mm-hmm. All because of Danny. Danny was my guy. Mm-hmm. Danny was my guy. See, Tom Brown, he got this other Jew here, Marshall Kaufman. See what he's doing, what you people what you listen understand. See, he took that money and he spread it out. So he could say, I got people doing shows in Pennsylvania, I got people doing shows in Jersey. Listen, you think them Jews, you get them Jews some money in Pennsylvania and this and that, and you gonna get it all back? Come on, man, they're doing shows in Philadelphia. You got guys that pretty decent that know a little something about doing club shows. When you got guys that advise you to do a show on Christmas Day in Newark, New Jersey, look at it. That gives them a chance to steal some money for themselves.
Right.
Ain't nobody buying no tickets to go to no show in New Jersey on Christmas Day.
Do you think that they're buying those time slots from Al Haymon?
They're doing what?
Do you think that they're buying those time slots from Al Haymon? Like for example, do you think?
I think they buying off time so he can pay us?
Yeah, because his dad put on that card, right? Vito's dad, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that him and Al came up with a deal? I love you, bro. I'm trying to
get and see, Vito, his father. Mm-hmm. Now, if you look at his father is a snake. Now, I don't know if you came in for that fight or you sent somebody in for that fight when Shakur fought in Newark.
It was 2,000. He had 2,000 people there just for him, Vito, right?
Yeah. But listen what his father did. Watch the fight. The father brought somebody in, and I almost had to go see the father. The father brought somebody in, an opponent. Watch the fight. The kid almost got killed, and then he told the boy's family that I didn't make the fight, that Brad Goodman made the fight. Mm-hmm. Now, if you know Brad Goodman top rank, I raised Brad Goodman. He's just like my blood. I had since he was 14 years old, Madison Square Garden. Mm-hmm. But Harold Weston was the Madison Square Garden who lost to Tommy Hearns for the world title. Mm-hmm. So Vito's father is a fucking snake. Mm-hmm. So if you notice, You said you've been in boxing 15 years.
About 15, yeah, about 15 now.
No. Every Pollock you came in contact with, who was they with? Kathy Duber.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Gallardo was her biggest name. Cloverless was good. But all the other Pollocks he had with Mikiyoki. But this guy here, when you at the end of the road, because after he did what he did, that's why Arum didn't sign him. That's why Arum didn't sign him. Because of the problem.
Gotcha. What do you make of Louis DeCoupas and Samson getting all the PBC dates as promoters?
Samson, can you water? Thank you, bro. We talk after this. Samson. Now, do you know the story about Samson?
About Manny Pacquiao? That's how he got in the game?
No. Do you know the story about Samson?
No, I don't.
Do you know how he started?
No.
He was the errand boy for Muhammad-Haymon. He started with Muhammad-Haymon. He started working for us. Listen, the same as he started working for Murad, JD that went wild and started working for me. Because under Butch Lewis. Butch told me to use it. All these guys is errand boy. So all see what are you doing? Look at it, folks. You're a businessman, Fred. Samson serves a purpose. Samson, what it is got left, Samson put it overseas and they can never get it. You catch on what I'm saying? You catch on what I'm saying?
No, say it again. I'm sorry.
Whatever he got left from that vision, whatever he got left from that vision that he don't want to give back, Samson put it overseas, they can never get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They never get it. And Samson's smart guy, but Samson came at the right time. See, Samson was around us when we had Razor Rugged, when we had Manny Pacquiao. See, Samson, a lot of people think that he shouldn't, what he should name out there in California, they got the wild card Jim Roach or something.
Yeah, Freddie Roach.
Everybody thinks that Freddie.
It was Murad Muhammad. It was Murad Muhammad, actually, that got Manny Pacquiao.
No, we had Manny from day one.
Oh, wow.
Samson and Freddie Roach, the one did an interview with that snake. And he still living that fucking Larry Merchant?
Yeah, he's still alive.
What a scumbag. Now, Larry Merchant said it on national TV that it's public knowledge, you can get the transcript, that Murad was stealing from Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And Freddie Roach was there, and Samson verified because Samson was working for us at the time. So Samson said, didn't want to say nothing because Samson told on national TV, it's probably not, you can get the tape, that Murad knew all the black mafia out of Philadelphia, and all the black mafia out of Temple number 25 out of Newark, which Murad came out of Temple number 25, like about 12. And then he didn't really say that. Freddie Roach said all the dirt on me and Murad. That's how Aaron wound up with it. Now, if you remember, Brother Fred, if you remember back now, he fought on the undercard. It's probably not. He fought on the undercard of Tyson Lewis in Memphis.
Wow.
94 wow. And I forgot who we fought. Mary Muhammad was the president. They told them that I went and put the pressure on Mary Muhammad, my Muslim sister, to give us the purse money. Where you going, bro? Where you going? Bring me something back. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how the ball got started And I never found out who called Larry Merchant. Because now, we at the WBA dinner, the boxing writer. Hey, what's the guy, Rich Wright from Philadelphia? You ever interviewed him? That Bernard Fernandez, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know.
Okay. We already know that you know Tim Smith.
Yeah.
How about the kid used to write for the Post, Wally Matthews? You know Wally?
No.
So, and what's the Spanish guy out there with you? Another rattlesnake. I don't know if he's still right now. Yeah, then you're the Spanish guy, John Berruti.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, he wrote about all the great fighters out there in LA, all the great Mexicans.
Okay.
Freddie Roach. But really, that's how I am. With them writing bad about me, Murad, and Butch. That's how he wound up with Bob Arum.
Got it.
So he was both time with Butch. So the manager down in Florida, living in Pensacola, Florida.
Gotcha.
And Murad will tell you, I'm gonna make sure you get Murad. You're gonna pay the bill for it, but I'm gonna put you on the phone with him right now. When we finish. That's how Am got it.
Gotcha.
But Am had to pay us dearly. Am paid us dearly now. Cause he knew when it comes to the door. I said, after Kennedy, after one that living, after one that dead, I'm a Muslim. Y'all want a war? Y'all know what we'll do. We won't let him again. So Am panicked because he know what we did to him in New Orleans. I mean, put him in the trunk in New Orleans.
You said you put him in the trunk in New Orleans?
You don't know the story, man?
You put Bob in the trunk in New Orleans?
Listen, what I'm telling you is public knowledge, public record. You can go and get it because you're the press. You know what I'm saying? Murad will tell you, Don Hubbard will tell you, all the ones that's alive. He had a guy work for him. Akbar Muhammad out of Newark. Now you thought Akbar Muhammad was gonna cross Murad, and he got to come back to Newark. You crazy? Him and Murad grew up together. So what happened was that M did that New Orleans contempt. Now I'm gonna show you how cold he is. Fast and forward 25 years. No, fast and forward for like 15 years. I'm gonna tell you what he did to me. What he did to us. Public knowledge. My niece and them alive, and they'll tell you. You know how you do a show, right? You got insurance on all the fighters.
Yes.
And it's good for 30 days, right? Okay. James gets killed 10 days later. Now I'm gonna show you how cold that snake Bob Arum is. I respect and I love him because he did some good things for me over the years. Of course, Bruce Camp and Brad Goodman is my people. Tell you how cold he is. James, your two nephews, when your nephew died, he got killed by two different girls. The snake called both girls up and said, who gets the purse money from Tommy Hearns and who gets the insurance money? The girls, they from the hood, they live in the apartment in Philadelphia, they get the fight. And so what Am does, he gets a Vegas judge to put the purse money up. Now, we got $1.5 million for Tommy. I still got a copy of the check. We got $1.5 million for Tommy. Am gave us $500,000 in Vegas. We had $1 million plus train expense coming. James get killed 10 days later. Am starts the fight between your nephew's two girlfriends for 13 years. Now, they entered the insurance policy like $2 million. So what we had, it was a major fight because Muhammad-Haymon was on top. So we know the insurance policy was big because Muhammad-Haymon was on top at that time in '86.
Right.
Am started two girls to fight. The judge in Las Vegas, he called one of his Kennedy friends, that's what the judge in Las Vegas, he put the money in escrow for 13 years. He got an interest off a $2 million insurance policy and $1 million purse for 13 years. Now tell me that wasn't good money for him in 1986. My niece and them didn't get that money to 2001. That's public knowledge. one thing I ain't no liar. I'm a gangster, but I ain't no liar. And that's public knowledge. And we got copies of the text to show you.
But they
For
did.
13 years, they didn't get that money because he started two mothers fighting. One mother think, well, I'm with him now. I should get it all. And we'll look out for your two daughters. But being the lawyer, Harvard lawyer that he is, and working for Bobby Kennedy, he should have said, well, let's put it all together and divide it between the three girls. He didn't do that. He started the girls to fight. Don't tell me, I know he's a real rattlesnake. But he's not that.
Yeah. You would know him. You would know him better than I would know. Let me ask you a question off. What happened in DC with the Hamas Muslims? Can you talk about it?
I knew that was coming. Do you really want to know?
I do.
Is my green light gonna jump?
Tell the story, man.
Huh?
Tell the story, man. Who sent out?
No. I was part of that. Is that green light gonna jump? Answer the question.
Yes, yes, man. Why you texting me, man? Come on.
I text my own mama. She went in the graveyard. This is vengeance. You the one who want to go to DC. I didn't want to go to DC. You the one who want to go to DC.
Tell the story about DC. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna let you go find to read Abdul-Jabbar and ask him the rest. Give me a second, drink some water. Okay. I'm gonna tell you something that's public knowledge. I'm gonna tell you that that's public. That's already in court records. The Hanafi case. A lot of people gonna say it was ordered by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which it wasn't. At that time, and I want your people to listen really close to this. The Hanafi guy, Kareem was financing the Hanafi guy. The Hanafi, that's a set of Islam. Ahmed used to be the secretary in Chicago for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was under that rat bastard you went and interviewed, John Ali. I want to smack you that you went and interviewed that fucking rat. But anyway, he started sending threatening letters. At that time, nobody could talk bad about Elijah Muhammad in that area. Brothers would take upon themselves to come see you. The order was not given by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm not going to let nobody put that on him. He's Imam today. But what I will say is that the brothers that made that move, they thought it was the right move because you threatened and talking shit about a guy that have resurrected the black community. Okay. That day in that house, if Kareem would have been there, he would have got it. But do you want to know why Kareem didn't get it later?
Why is that?
It's because of your great friend, Dr. Jerry and Jeannie Buston, paid off dearly.
Wow.
Did you catch what I'm saying? You catch what I'm saying, Tiki?
Yeah, I caught it.
Okay. Do you want me to tell the story?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
The story was the boss of the Black Incorporated out of Philadelphia gave Dr. at that time, Jared Bus was on the way there. Hadn't got there yet. Jack King Cook was there. Because he was just in less than 45 days, he was getting ready to do the Ali played the first fight, March 8, 1971, in Madison Square Garden. Didn't want to interrupt that. Didn't interrupt the fight and interrupt Ali. They gave Jack King Cook and the future owner, Jerry Buss, an offer to come to Q. Said, listen, you give us $3 million, because you just gave Milwaukee Books $1.5 million for him. You give us 3, and he gonna win you a lot of championships. You can't lose. Jack King Cook at the time had the Redskins. He understood what was being said. The guy that was coming in with bus didn't understand, why did you give these guys something? Let's call the police. So Jack King Cook and his crew said, that's not wisely. So that's why he didn't get it. And that's why he wound up giving them 5 rings in LA, because the deal was made. Now you follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the real story. I don't know if Kareem would tell you, because Kareem really knows, but that's what came out of Philadelphia, and that's probably not on all court records. That's why he's still here.
So who paid it, Cook or Bus?
Huh?
Who paid it? Who paid the $3 million? Bus or Cook?
Well, really, it was all I knew that was paid. All I knew that it was paid and that was done. And a lot of brothers out there that got lifetime free tickets for liquor. I know who he is. I know who he is. But I can say who he is. I know who he is.
Gotcha.
First of all, you gotta understand that when Jerry, you understand? Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You gotta understand that Jerry, you understand? The Wilt was from Philadelphia. You understand that?
Who's from Philadelphia?
Wilt.
Wilt Chamberlain. Yes.
Now, at the same time, when that deal was made, also the problem of being a black corporate had to think about Wilt. I mean, so the silk that went to Overbrook High School in West Philly was all right. Because at that time, Wilt had owned a club in New York called Small Paradise. By Wilt being Wilt, the mission Wilt, because we know what white folks do, they push you in court. At the time that was going on, the brothers in the Black Incorporated had to make sure that Wilt was all right.
Right.
So went for that. He really got it. So Wilt, after that last room, Wilt didn't want to go in 72.
Gotcha.
He was told to go in 72. And the sister still alive. I should tell you that. They were told to tell him to go in 72. Because that's the deal that they made for Kareem to shine.
Gotcha.
Because if Kareem comes and he's still there, Kareem can't shine.
Right. Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. Why don't you like? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Huh?
No, go ahead. You want to finish about Kareem and Wilt?
Well, back in the day, Wilt used to hold some kind of clinic uptown in Harlem, and Kareem and his friends used to go up there. But I'm gonna say this: so Kareem and the old man still alive, Russell. I know more. Yes, in my opinion, Kareem had a better relationship with the old man Russell than he did with. No, I think he had a better relationship with Willis Reed. I don't know if Willis Reed still living now.
I think
and
so.
He had a better relationship with Willis Reed than he did Russell, in my opinion. In my opinion, according to court knowledge, court records, public knowledge, that he had a better relationship with Willis Reed than he did Russell and King. That's my understanding.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, let me ask you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Huh?
Do you think Elijah Muhammad was an informant?
Who?
Elijah Muhammad.
Never that.
You don't think so?
John Ali was.
That was
and
my.
You went to see that. You went in Chicago. You called for me.
I had to. I mean, he's part of the story.
Listen, I had something coming. Our man in New York didn't want me to go. He told me later. But John Ali. John Ali.
We can't understand you. You're eating something, so we can't understand you.
Okay. John Ali. Did you know who was the secretary? Do you know who was the secretary before John Ali?
Sure. Oh man, he left. He actually left. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I know who he is. Yeah, I know of him. Tell me his name.
13X.
Who actually?
Yeah. 13.
Yeah.
He was the secretary. John Ali was the national secretary.
Right.
John Ali was, first of all, you the boss. And you had 4 top ministers. Jeremiah Shabazz, who was a real gangster. And you read a story about Jeremiah and his crew out of Philip. I know you done read the story before you even asked me. Minister Farrakhan in New York, in Boston at the time.
Boston.
Malcolm in New York, and James Shabazz in Newark, New Jersey.
In Newark, yep.
The brothers that wrote that story, the movie, the play, for Malcolm's daughter, he never would have wrote that play 25 years ago. See, everybody worried about what happened February 21st, 1965. It's over, it's gone, the brother gone. So what are you trying to relive the memories for? That's what people don't understand, friend. I keep telling guys, let it go, it's over. It's gone, let it go. But when you have a separation, it's just like in the street, man. If I don't give, you can say I give an order, but if you can't prove that I give the order. Now I want you to ask Murad the same question. Because Murad was there. We always come up together. Okay, ask Murad the same question. Now, before you ask Murad these questions, I want you to watch the interview. I want you to watch the interview with John Ali. Watch the interview with Malcolm, 2 brothers, then watch the interview with Elijah Muhammad. Then you make your judgment of what happened, who gave it what, and what with James Shabazz.
So you think it was John Ali?
John Ali was in New York.
He was in New York.
He was in New York. I don't know if he told you this out of his own mouth. Did he tell you this out of his own mouth when you interviewed him?
No, he didn't. He brushed it over.
Yeah, he brushed it off. Now listen what I'm saying. And I'm going to tell you something. Anybody you know, I don't know if you got to the minister or not, but I'm going to tell you, them guys are like they scared. I don't give a F about none of them. I fear no one but the law. But in my opinion, John Ali, James Shabazz, and Jagger Hoover conspired to do that. In my opinion, and to some court documents that you can get to as the press. I try to say stuff that you can get to and verify because you're the press. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what happened.
What do you think Farrakhan had? You think Farrakhan had anything to do with it? He knew of it? What do you think?
Let me say this. I love the minister. They use the minister. John Ali, and that scumbag that just died, just died dead, broken poverty at 94. Elijah's son, Elijah Jr., just died this year. You knew that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He coming to New York. It's public knowledge. And he have the FOI meet on me. He tell James Shabazz and Farrakhan, so Farrakhan, you do the press, and you do the other work. James Shabazz. James Shabazz was the minister of chapter number 25. All the brothers that were led out of 25. You know. Now, my thing to you and your people that's listening is that while you're in New York, and the next day is Savior's Day. And if you look at it, he was late getting to the press conference.
He was very late getting to the press conference. Very late. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ask him about it?
No, but I'm gonna go back. I'm going back though.
Okay. Next time, I'm gonna be there. I don't care what it's David say. Cause see, if you know I'm there, don't tell me I'm coming. Don't tell me I'm coming. Me and Marad, don't tell me I'm coming. When you see us, you might run the room. Because he know that we know. A lot of them brothers coming home now. A lot of them brothers, out of that DC thing, that Atlantic City thing, a lot of them brothers coming home.
Okay.
So I think the Liberty, he was in New York. According to some public knowledge that you can put your hands on, some court documents, that he was in New York for a purpose. He has said, if you look at the record, he was a paid informant by Jacob Hoover. It's a known fact.
He did tell me he was interviewed by J. Edgar Hoover in the late 40s, early 50s. Yeah, he did tell me that.
Now, anybody that can find out about him, was he on the payroll, is our buddy Snake. Because at that time, the Snake was in the Justice Department.
Yeah, he did. He called him a peculiar person. That's the exact quote Bob Arum said about
you asked the Snake?
Yeah, because he basically said he was peculiar. He said all we did was bust down the money. I'm speaking as if I'm Bob Arum. Bob Arum, Herbert, and John Ali would bust down the money in the back. And that's how they did business as it pertains to Muhammad Ali.
Okay. See, now, but when DK made that move, DK came and got us out of Philadelphia. If you notice, toward the middle of the end of Ali had Mr. Jeremiah with him. And Mr. Jeremiah, they said that Don gave him $50,000 to take to Ali. That wasn't true. You saw the movie, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ali for sure.
That wasn't $50,000. The movie said $50,000. Don gave the minister $1 million to take to Ali after $500,000. We at the house in Cleveland. We're not in New York at the brownstone. We in Cleveland. DK will tell you this, and Jeremiah's daughter, who's alive, he'll bear witness to it. Because, matter of fact, we knew that some of this was going to come out years to come. As we live, we made Don go get a cashier's check. Pertaining to that, so we'll have proof from 1981, from when Don, did you ever hear about the brother beat Don up in Bahamas?
In the Bahamas, yeah.
I know them brothers. A lot of them brothers still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, they beat him up in the hotel room. Yeah, I definitely heard about that.
That's how. Yusuf Shaw. That name ever come up to you?
Oh, Yusuf Shaw was a terrible person, man.
You know, I know. He was a captain in New York. I was a captain in Philadelphia. Now, I don't know who you know in Vegas, But the most powerful guy at that time, because I was the captain when he went away. I was the business captain. Sam Christian was the security captain. The most powerful guy at that time, and later on today, is Mike Tyson's father-in-law. You need to try to get to him.
Who's that?
Mike Tyson's father-in-law.
Okay.
Kiki's father. He man Chanceline. You understand what I'm saying, Fred?
Yeah.
At that time, all you want to know about John Ali, you need to get to Mike Tyson's father-in-law.
What's his name?
Mike Tyson today, you know I'm Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
His wife, her father.
Whose father?
You know Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah, he got a lot of father-in-laws, man. Who father-in-law are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about Kiki, the wife he got now.
Oh, Kiki. Yeah, Kiki. Okay, gotcha.
Her father.
Gotcha.
You need to get to him.
Gotcha.
He was the boss of the Philadelphia Black Incorporated. Cause you know he just come home about a year ago.
I didn't know. No.
He just come home. Did you know that before when Kiki was in jail, she was pregnant with her mama?
Was what?
Did you know that Kiki and her mama went away?
No, I didn't.
You didn't know that Mike's wife was locked up for a year on her mother?
No, I didn't.
That's shit you don't know, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff I don't know. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff I don't know.
That's why you call me, because you never tell you. You're smarter than you look. I told her.
I don't know. I do you think that Muhammad Ali betrayed Malcolm X?
First of all, let me say this to you. I know this is coming. If this is light, don't dumb have somebody knock on your door tonight. I did LA out of number 27. Anyway, what he did at that time. See, we talk about 1963, 64.
I get you. I understand it.
And he didn't have a choice. You got a man bestowing a great name on you. You towards greatness. And Malcolm understood. Malcolm understood the move that they made, that John Ali. When you got a bunch of guys around you, now I don't know as much about that. Now, who can tell you about that more than I can? On that move, because he was right there with him, in the house with him, is Rudy, his brother Rudy. You need to try to get to Rudy.
Yeah.
You need to try to get the Rockman.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the Rockman was right there. Now, I'll tell you who else was there. The white boy, Gene Kilroy. He was there. You got to remember something Bob Duff said, that I didn't come into play until he moved to Cherry Hill. Because he wasn't under our jurisdiction.
Gotcha.
When he was in New York, he was under Yusuf Shaw. Oh my God, he was terrible. You heard a story about Yusuf Shaw?
I know a lot of stories, but I don't know the story you're about to tell.
Yusuf Shaw.
He used to beat up his wife all the time, right?
Huh?
He used to beat up his wife all the time, right?
Did you what?
Didn't he used to beat up his wife all the time?
I can tell you that story right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to get this. I'm gonna get that story. The light ain't jumping, so I'm gonna save that for another time. But anyway, Yusuf Shaw became a pro-chop server for Don King. He became after Cornelius, after brother went at Don in Bahamas. Minister Jeremiah put Yusuf Shaw with Don King because at that time Yusuf Shaw was still a captain.
Right.
The imam, oh my God, the imam in New York with Rashid come out of Frisco, got cancer. Cornelius and them respected Yusuf Shaw, but they didn't like Yusuf Shaw for what he did to Malcolm. Yusuf Shaw was a drunk in Detroit, a scumbag. Now the boy living today, he got a radio program named Aaron Snowwell. him and the president of the New Jersey Hall of Fame got a program every morning, public knowledge. We went to see Yusuf Shaw on his deathbed. Now, if you begging God for mercy, you know you get ready to leave here. He said, I asked God, he said, oh Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, bismillah, wa-rahmatullahi, alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen, Allahu akbar, Muhammad Rasulullah. He said, oh God, forgive me all of my sins and grant me paradise. But Malcolm X is still a Benedict Arnold. Now you asking God for mercy and you still call your brother Benedict Arnold. Don't that sound crazy?
Yeah.
Aaron Snowell was there. And listen, I think Sister Sylvia was glad he was dead. The next time you go see that rat bastard, Sister Sylvia is John Ali's first cousin. Did you know that John Ali was from Philadelphia?
I probably did in my notes, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. It's to Sister Sylvia. I heard she was sick. Somebody said she died last year. I'm not sure, but I'll find out for you. That's Yusuf Shaw's wife. But I know his son can tell you more about the beating than I can. He's the imam at Masjid Yusuf Shaw in Mount Vernon. When you get ready for him, let me know. It's my brother. And he can tell you more about his father than I can on that level.
Right.
When it comes to the streets and to get brothers to do nut stuff against Malcolm, now I can tell you about that. But for the family life, I'm not going to speak on something, Brother Fred. I don't really know.
Okay, got it.
But I have seen her come to fights and with black eyes and stuff. I don't know whether it come from her, him, or what. Right next to come. I didn't see. I'm a guy from the streets. If somebody tell me that you're knocking my girl off, if I don't see you on top of her, then I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Because you hear anything in the barbershop. That's why you're in the barbershop conversation.
Yeah, right.
So you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But from what I was told by a lot of sisters that's living today, that can verify it, that was her girlfriend, said he could fuck her up.
Yeah.
But personally, did I see it? No. I seen him holler at her, and we've seen him do a lot of stuff. Don gave him, now I can testify, him tricking with other girls now, because I was in the streets. I got him for it. Now, anything you want to know about him from the street, oh, he was a horrible guy, man.
Yeah.
To be a captain, he was a horrible guy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he was horrible.
I mean, but
you need to ask Don King some stories about him. Aaron Snowell, Carl King. Oh, he was horrible, man. We love him, but he was horrible.
How about if I do this? I'll set it up where I can fly you to Florida, and me, you, and Don King have a conversation. Can you fly?
I'm listening.
I'm just set it up.
I'm listening, but you got to make me want to do it.
We on camera, man. I'm not gonna talk about that on camera. I'm just saying we live right now.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. But I tell you, I don't have a problem with that. Me and you and the boss. Matter of fact, it'd be a good time if his show come off. What you hearing about the show coming off in a couple weeks?
Yeah, he got a championship fight, right? He got the cruiserweight, right? He's fighting in Miami.
Yeah, and the cruiserweight successful title, he's going to fight Canelo.
Right.
Yeah, that's already been. Now I got that from one of Mauricio guys. That's another story we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stories to tell you and your crew, man.
Okay.
I've been in this for 53 years. Yeah. I'm damn near 80.
Yeah, I want to talk about Yusuf Shaw too, but we got to spend a separate time on him. But yeah, man.
Yeah, because, and you know, it's sad that nobody talks about this guy. Even if you go uptown, if I take you uptown right now, the older brothers that's left, ain't too many left of his old time number 7. There's a few of the old timers left up there in the late 70s, early 80s. None of them got nothing good to say about Yusuf Shaw.
Who?
I love the chap because I know he was a damn fool. Now, you're going to leave. Now, what kind of chap? You're a Muslim and you cooking pork for Don King.
Right.
Don King himself. Don had this man driving around late at night. Don paid this guy like he was in the cotton field. I used to look at it, man. See what Don would ask them guys to do. He would never ask me and Sonny Q to do. Because I ain't play them games.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I never went down. I was Mama Henrietta, may she rest in peace. His wife, Mama Henrietta, was a sweet person. She put me with a call. She said, take care of my son. Because Donna ain't paying my son no attention. That's how I give a call King. Carl is my guy. That's another guy you got to talk to, is Carl King. Sweetheart, man. Good guy. But Yusuf Shaw, I'm telling you, brother, the stories you're going to hear about him, it might make you throw up from now to Labor Day.
Yeah. Well, we need to get these stories out. We need to get these stories out so it can validate a lot of thoughts that even Malcolm said and other Nation of Islam members have said about him, you know. And
I don't have a problem because, see, one thing, I'm going to tell the truth because the truth will set you free. And I'm at the end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. And alhamdulillah, we gotta mean Allah wa ta'ala. But what I'm saying, man, I don't care what you do. If you take me out of the trash can on Russell and Clyde in Detroit from drinking wine and popping pills and take me to be one of the most honored Muhammad, I'll become one of the most forced captains in the history of Islam. I'm not going to do nothing against you, Brad. Nothing.
But the same could be said about John Ali and Farrakhan. He did the same thing for John Ali and Farrakhan. John Ali was his roommate.
I'm going to tell you the story on that. Now, listen. See, Farrakhan is different. Let me say this. In all respect, I love the minister. My guy. He's my guy. But when I'm going to tell the truth, the minister was already shining in that crypto music.
Yeah.
He already had an audience. He was more out there than John Ali and Yusuf Shaw. Farrakhan was already in the making on that Boston scene. He just taught Farrakhan the religion.
Right.
So taking Farrakhan for doing this or doing that, that was never Lewis's thing. Lewis always been around to educate, because he's educated. He always been smart. But what he did more, Malcolm did more of cleaning up Yusuf Shaw and John Ali. But you got to remember, he took Yusuf Shaw out of the trash can in Detroit.
Yeah, he did.
I got my own time I can bear witness with that's still alive.
He said he got him out the trash can. And when
he got Malcolm Baylor, and that's court knowledge. You're the press, you can always go back and get court records. So what I'm saying to you, that he did more for Yusuf Shaw and John Ali than he did for Minister Louis Farrakhan. Farrakhan was at the making. It's a misunderstanding here. Let me clear it up.
Yes.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad stopped for Farrakhan.
He what?
More than him go get him. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, one of the FOIs was talking so good about Farrakhan. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad stopped for it. Malcolm didn't go grab him out the trash can, grab him out the bar, grab him out the dugout, because Farrakhan was making music then.
Right.
He was already in the public eye in that area.
Right.
He wasn't known like he's known today, but he was known in that Boston, in that New England area.
Right.
Malcolm helped taught him the religion,
right?
But Malcolm didn't clean him up like he did John Ali and then Yusuf Shaw, all of them in Philadelphia. You got to remember now. I think one of her brothers still living, Sister Sylvia. I'll find out tonight if she's still living in Atlanta. I know her daughter is. Her son is in New York. Yusuf Shaw Jr. He runs the masjid in Mount Vernon. Imam Wharf B. Muhammad named the masjid after him because he was not Yusuf Shaw. I ain't gonna lie on him. He was a scumbag on the end, but he was loyal to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Nothing went on. He would go call and tell stories on Malcolm to Elijah Muhammad where it wasn't true. He started a lot of that jealousy.
Who's that?
I don't know if John Ali told you, but he started a lot of that jealousy, Fred.
Who?
Yusuf Shaw.
Yeah, Yusuf Shaw. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
He was the captain in New York. He was the regional captain. That means that means that he was my boss, but we didn't listen to him. Everybody was scared of Minister Jeremiah. I don't know if you heard the story about Jeremiah Shabazz.
I've heard a lot of stories, but I don't know which one you're gonna tell. Yeah.
Now, Minister Jeremiah, you already spoke on it.
Mm-hmm.
You already said it yourself. Washington didn't go down. Atlantic City didn't go down. New York didn't go down without Jeremiah. You already saw it. You already heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was his captain. But the forces captain, see the difference between a business captain and a security captain.
Yeah, because John Ali was a captain over there as well in Philadelphia, right?
John Ali was never captain.
No, in New York. In New York, he was under Malcolm in New York, and Malcolm referred him to Chicago. That's how it goes, right?
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what John Ali said. I think
John Ali's crazy.
Okay.
Okay. Yusuf Shaw was the captain in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm, let me tell you something to you, and I want you to understand this. And it's public court knowledge and New York court records. Because you know they kept ties on all of us at that time.
Right.
New York intelligence, J. Edgar Hoover made sure that it was done. Malcolm brought Yusuf Shaw here with him from Detroit. Yusuf Shaw, he found Yusuf Shaw by terminal number 1, drinking, eating at the trash can at Russell and Clyde. Yusuf Shaw had just got locked up, so I'm glad he got locked up that day because it's public knowledge. Court records that you can go to because you're depressed. And brought Yusuf Shaw into New York. That's how he got New York. Mm-hmm. When the Honorable Leon Muhammed sent Malcolm to Philadelphia, Malcolm X and Jeremiah Shabazz was staying with Bernard Hopkins' trainer at 26 and Bailey. Bowie Fisher, check the corner, Bernard's trainer, Bowie Fisher. Him, Malcolm, Yusuf Shaw, not Yusuf Shaw, Yusuf Shaw came a week later in Philadelphia, and Jeremiah Shabazz. They shared an apartment on top of the bakery at Bailey in Columbia. That's 26th and Columbia Avenue in Philadelphia, known now today as Cecil B. Moore Avenue. That's how Yusuf Shaw came in. Malcolm left, and Leon Muhammed signed to New York. Because he said, so go New York, so go the world. New York is the mecca of the world.
Right.
That's why he got to New York, and he brought Yusuf Shaw with him. John Ali, here goes the story now. He was from Philadelphia. Him and Yusuf Shaw, wife Sylvia, was first cousin. She had 2 brothers on the police force. You can verify this because it's public knowledge. Johnny and James, one of them was a sergeant, I think one of them was a lieutenant or something, at the 22nd district in Philadelphia, because I'm from Philadelphia, 17 and Montgomery. Johnny and James had told Yusuf Shaw they had got word because they was cops as early as 59, 58, 59, 60 that John Ali, that their first cousin was informant for the feds. So for him to say he wasn't, but if anyone can verify that he was on the Justice Department payroll, it's the snake, Bob Arum, because he was there. Wasn't for Bobby Kennedy, he was there. If anybody can verify that,
I'm gonna ask Bob.
Because Bob was there. He was close to Bobby Kennedy in the intelligence department. So Bob would know more of that. But I do know that it's in the police records in Philadelphia that they was informed. I can't remember what year this, I'm getting old for it, whether it was 59, 58, 59, or 60. But I know that Johnny and James, the 2 brother-in-laws of Sister Sylvia, Yusuf Shaw's wife, they all were from 24th Street, my neighborhood in North Philly. Now, I think one of her brothers still alive. I'm not sure. I heard she was alive because I asked about her the other day. I heard she was alive, and I heard that she passed. So I don't really know if she's alive, but I know that after he died, she went and remarried and lived in Atlanta. I know she got 2 daughters in Atlanta. Yeah. I'll reach out for you if you want me to.
Yeah, please. I want all those interviews. Yeah, and you know, as you're talking, I'm thinking that may be how Bob Arum got Muhammad Ali and the Nation of Islam, through John Ali to Herbert Muhammad. It may have worked that way.
Boy, you smarter than you look.
That Jim Brown might be a facade. That Jim Brown story might have it happened, but it may not. You get what I'm saying?
What did Jimmy say? Jimmy told you that's how it happened?
No, I haven't reached out to Jim Brown, but Bob Arum
Okay.
tells a story about Jim. I spoke to his wife, but his wife hasn't hit me back yet.
Okay, let me say this to you.
Yes.
Let me say this to you, bro. John Ali was a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
But he served a purpose in certain areas. Now, I was broke because he was a rat. Guys that come along with me, we don't deal with rats. But the point is that Herbert, see, I can tell you the story about Herbert. Herbert was a snake too.
Yeah.
But Herbert was a smart snake. Herbert was so smart.
We can't hear you.
Herbert was so smart. Herbert was a snake. Herbert made we got more rides. Oh, okay. Okay, so Herbert was a snake. Well, Herbert was a smart snake. He made him buy him apartment on Central Park Avenue, which is still today. He owns it today. His wife, Herbert's children own it today, Herbert Jr. You see what I'm saying? So Herbert is smart. It went down that way. You're right, Fred. It went down that way.
Yeah, it definitely. How often do you talk to Bob Arum, by the way?
Huh?
How often do you talk to Bob?
I ain't talked to Bob. That day I talked to Bob himself. I usually go through Bob's people. If I want something, I'll leave a message with the secretary, and she'll tell Bruce family or Brad Goodman to give me what I want. The last time I talked to Bob was when him and Don did that show here a few years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's about time. It's about time for me to call Bob. I usually talk to him once a month. I just enjoy getting the information out of him. He's my fun. You and him are like I enjoy interviewing y'all because this information.
Yeah. Let me say this to you, bro. And I want you to understand this. I ain't got no problem hearing you. But the last couple of years, blase, tax problem myself. You catch what I just said? And by me being sick the last couple of weeks, Bob understands. John Ali, Bob can tell you, but the check was coming from the Justice Department. I know he was getting from him. But I don't know. I'm not sure. But I knew that John and James used to help him catch him. John Ali. Those were Sylvia's two brothers, and there was two cops in Philadelphia. So I don't really know.
Yeah, it's just common sense. Yeah, it's just.
But I know John Ali was from Philadelphia, and he still had relatives in Philadelphia. And I know I'm real close to Yusuf Shaw Jr., and I'm close to the oldest daughter. Both the girls live in Atlanta.
Right.
But whatever I can do to help you, I help you, bro.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it.
Bro,
yes, go ahead.
Now think about it.
Yes.
Now I want to tell your listeners something before we go. Now, think about it. The fire at temple number 7, the day it happened.
The day Malcolm died, right?
Huh?
The day Malcolm died, right? Or was murdered, right? Day after.
Think about the fire. Now, think about the fire. I want the people to just think about the fire for 1 second, then I'm going to tell you. Now, you got a fire.
Oh, you're talking about fighters. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Now, you got a fire. Okay? Now, go back to what he said.
Who's he?
When the press, Yusuf Shaw.
Okay.
Go back to what Yusuf Shaw said, then you can tell yourself how the snake that he was. You can pull that interview up.
And what did he say?
He said, it doesn't matter who burned it down, if I burn it down, or you burn it down, Mr. Muhammad got more marks we can teach the religion from. Here's what he's saying now. Why you say if I burn it down and you burn it down, this burn it down? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he was a terrible person.
Where's it out now? I'm going on. I'm gonna say I'm using the word alleged on this, and there's notice I would stand on it. It was alleged that he had some of the brothers do it to create the controversy. Because at that night when it went down, if you listen to his interview with the New York Press, further enough, he said that one of Malcolm's people did it. Now, how would you think about what Elijah Muhammad said? I heard the press said, now you know Elijah was lying. Did you ever watch the interview that Elijah gave?
Yeah.
Now, did you watch it close and study it, Fred?
But I'm dying for your interpretation, though. Yes.
Now, watch and listen to his words and what he said. Now, don't watch the problem. Look at Herbert's face. Look at Herbert's face. Did you see how Herbert was sweating? He started sweating when John Ali walked in. You see, I was taught by my captain, Imam Shamsuddin Ali, Kiki's father, who is married to Mike Tyson right now. You got to study the boundary lanes. Don't watch Elijah when you watch it. Look at Herbert.
He was stuttering.
All of them, Herbert, and I think I don't know. I can't remember what Elijah Jr. was standing there. I think Nathaniel was standing there. Look at Herbert. You can see the whole wind came out of him, and the smile came on when John Ali walked in.
Right.
Because he knew that the old man, he knew that his father was going to say something he had him to say. You notice when John Ali walked in, he took over. Because
right.
At that time, the lawyer that he had was from New York. They wouldn't let him say nothing because they knew that his family was with Malcolm. They left with Malcolm. So you got to watch Herbert.
I will.
See, Herbert didn't do nothing. Now, if you watch the whole thing, I'm right there. Gene Kilroy will tell you, and I don't know if you interview, have you ever talked to Sister Belinda?
No.
His second wife.
No.
Okay, that's Ali's second wife. That's the twin mother. The twins were just here because Ali signed a barbarian signed Ali's grandson.
Yeah.
You know that was
yes.
I'll tell you about that later. Okay. I did it. See, I used to babysit the twins. And we talked about it when they was here a couple of weeks ago in New York.
Right.
They said, oh, that's the captain. That's the captain babysitter. And we talked about how I used to babysit them in Cherry Hill when they was here. A lot of stories I can tell you, bro, pertaining to all that Ribbon Road stuff that happened, shouldn't it? Yusuf Shaw caused a lot of stuff, bro, that shouldn't have went down. Unnecessary stuff. He used to start trouble with me and Jeremiah when he was with Don King. He was a captain, but he was Elijah Muhammad captain. See, the Supreme captain, did you know who the Supreme captain was?
Yeah, Sharif, right?
Raymond Sharif.
Sharif was the Supreme captain.
Do you know why Raymond Sharif was the Supreme captain?
No, go ahead.
Because he was married.
Oh, to the yeah.
To the Elijah Muhammad's daughter.
Elijah Muhammad's daughter. Yep.
Because he wasn't qualified. And James Shabazz, who was the minister out of Newark, New Jersey, to me he was no more qualified to being a first lieutenant or assistant captain, because he was in the jail in Maryland prison in the 30s and the 40s with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he became the minister September 25, in my opinion.
Right.
He's a good speaker, but the best speaker that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had was Louis Farrakhan. And the most important minister he had was Minister Jeremiah. You play with Jeremiah, Jeremiah gonna come get you and get everybody that you love.
Wow. Wow. Did you know any of Elijah Muhammad's girlfriends, wives, hoes, mistresses?
You really drilling me, bro. You're drilling me, bro. Let me see. You asked me for an hour. Damn. You asked me for an hour. It's been almost 2, bro.
You kept talking, not me.
No,
Well,
you should have cut it off.
All right, we'll stop there then.
No. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna help you out because I need you. Because I need you, bro. I'm gonna help you out. Now, I knew one. I knew 2 of them.
Who were the 2? What's their names?
Huh?
Who were their names?
I knew Tanya, and I knew the other one. I can't think of names right now. The 2 that Malcolm signed to New York, I knew them very well. Not in Chicago. And first of all, did you know that his son was married in that time? Did you know that Nate was married to a white woman in Kansas City?
Yeah.
And he was doing the thing?
Yeah.
See, Nate said, my father hustling, my father crazy. Nate did it, Nathaniel did it his way. But, you know, all the boys gone, all them gone.
Yeah.
Junior was the last one.
Yeah, they're all gone.
So, now, you know, I like Ishmael, but something about Ishmael,
About who?
I can't get.
About who?
Ishmael.
Oh, Ishmael, yeah.
Something about Ishmael, I got word in the street, something about Ishmael I'm not feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I knew Bessie Jean and Mustafa and Lewis Jr., he passed and returned to Allah. But Mustafa and Bessie Jean, I knew them when they was in New York, when they was kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me say this, I'm going to go on record saying this. If he if the minister, may Allah be pleased with him and grant him for all his sins, if he returned to a God today, I don't think nobody can take his place. Now, a lot of people going to say I'm crazy in the comments, but I think Mustafa can run it with Sister Ava Muhammad and her husband, Zell, because she's a lawyer. I think he can run it. Not taking that away from Mustafa and Bessie Jean, I love him. Praise to Allah, Allah about Muhammad Rasulullah. But I don't think he had what his father got. See, everybody ain't get it.
Right, right.
No.
So tell me about Tynetta, though. Tell me about the conversations and the relationship with you and Tynetta.
Well, see, I wasn't too privy to them. From what I understand, out of New York, see, I remember I was in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I was Jeremiah's captain. Yusuf Shaw was Malcolm's captain.
Right.
Now, the guys in Newark was more close to Tanyella than I was because James Shabazz would go over being nosy to see if Malcolm was running things to get information from Chicago and take it back to Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yusuf Shaw and James Shabazz got him killed. Now, let me say this to you. Now, listen, this is public knowledge. Yusuf Shaw died like the snake and dog that he was. James Shabazz, public knowledge, Jagger Hoover record said he signed him. All them guys that were alleged that went February 21st was from September number 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's public knowledge, right?
Yeah.
The same shotgun that he sent in 65, he got that same shotgun in 1973 himself in his driveway. Did you know that?
No, say it again.
I'm going to say this to you again. And I want you to listen and understand this. This is public knowledge. Edgar Hoover put this out. The same guys, the guys that was alleged, and the government just exonerated one of them, of New York.
Mm-hmm.
The same guys alleged came out of James Shabazz, chapter number 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same shotgun that they said the brother that gave Malcolm, James, did you know that James Chabal got the same shotgun himself in 1973? Did you know that James Chabal was assassinated too?
Yeah, I know he got killed, but yeah.
What the scripture said, he got killed by the new world order. What it said, you reap what you sow. What you send out, you get back.
Right.
I think that's the scripture. In the Quran, the Hadith, and the Bible. That's the scripture. You reap what you sow.
So how about William Bradley? How about William? I know you had a great relationship with William Bradley.
My man. That was my man. That was my guy. I went to the janaza and begged Allah to give him paradise. That was my man. Nobody come out of this town. I live in Newark right now. When you come to the East Coast again, bro?
When next time I'm coming?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know how much longer you gonna be here, man. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here. I want to do it as soon as possible. Ain't no promises, but if we can.
No, ain't no promises.
No.
But I'm just saying, when the next time you come to the East Coast.
If we can organize something, I can be there as soon as possible. Anytime after February 21st, I can be there. Because I'm shooting. I'm shooting a film. I'm shooting a film.
I was informed that every year for his birthday, and that day you pay tribute to him.
Very much so. I don't play. May 19th is a holiday for me, and I'm shooting a movie on February 20th. Yeah.
But it would be good to see you, bro. But we don't know when Allah's gonna call us.
Yeah.
And we got to do what we got to do and leave for our family to carry on. And you're right about that. What I will say is that it's a lot of brothers over here that you need to talk to.
Well, how about how we spend a week together or something, and try and coordinate 3 or 4 days, and you organize it, and I land in Newark, and we hit the ground running.
Yes, that is a question. Now, you asking me to do this, right? Don't ask my man, because you know he wants me all to himself. Our good brother here in Hollywood.
Oh, he's a great guy. Xavier's my man. Xavier is a great brother.
No, that's my man. But
I love him dearly. But
he didn't tell me about the Chicago thing till after you've been to Chicago and already going.
Oh, well, we can drive to Chicago. We can drive to Chicago from.
No. What I'm saying, he didn't tell me about you wanting me to come to Chicago when you went to see John.
Yeah.
John Ali.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me about that till afterward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying now you're talking to me. I'm gonna do my own thing anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway.
We can. But I want to interview William Bradley's wife. I don't know if she'll go on record though. But go ahead.
When you come in, we're gonna get together and get, like you say, get off the ground rolling. And there's some people here that you need to see.
Do you think, my last question, do you think William Bradley was in the Audubon Ballroom February 21st, 65?
Well, you know what? At that time, 65 a long time ago, bro.
Don't act like you didn't have this conversation with him. Don't act like that. Don't go cold on me now.
You're funny guy, man. But I love you.
Don't go cold on me now. Don't go cold.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to go out saying this. In my opinion, if I'm wrong, may Allah forgive me. Alhamdulillah, Allah Rasulullah, Allahu Akbar. In my opinion, and what I heard, and what I was told, and what I believe, and what I actually knew of other personally, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to be, because if James Sabaz was killed with the same shotgun.
That's what I was told by the New World Order.
Yeah, by the New World Order, man. Well, I want to know all them stories, man. And I thank you for coming. I'm about to end it in a second, so don't forget.
No, man.
Wait.
Now, cut the camera off and let's get down to business.
One second. Let me.
Oh, listen. Something else.
Yes.
You want me to reach out for Brother Murad, right?
Yeah. I have Murad's number. I called him 2 years ago, but he didn't call me back. Anyways, we're gonna end this interview right.
He'll call you right back if I tell him to. I'm the captain. I'm still the captain, man.
Let me end this interview right now. I appreciate it. Don't forget to go to the Cash App Boxing 1188. Support Leon Muhammed and his book. And I appreciate you coming on the barbershop, and appreciate you.
Always, you're welcome, my brother.
All right.